In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 25th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Duke versus Xavier. The 8th-ranked Duke Blue Devils will meet up with Xavier on Saturday night in the winner's bracket of the Phil Knight Legacy Tournament. Duke improved to 5-1 on the season with a low-scoring win over Oregon State to open the tournament. Xavier, just out of the top 25, improved to 4-1 with a high-scoring win over Florida in Thanksgiving Day action. Duke comes into this game with a 5-1 record overall, but they were really tested on Thursday. Against Oregon State, the offense only scored 54 points, and they ended up winning by only 3 points. Kyle Filipowski was the only real bright spot for Duke, finishing with 19 points. In this game, Duke needs to find a way to get the offense going and really put pressure on the Xavier defense. The Blue Devils are averaging 73 points while their defense is giving up 53 points per game. Kyle Filipowski has been the top player this season, averaging 16 points while shooting 43.1% from the field and 36.4% from behind the three-point line. Xavier comes into this game with a 4-1 record overall, and they are coming off another big win on Thursday. Xavier's offense scored 90 points against Florida, and that was enough to secure the 7-point victory. Colby Jones and Solly Baum both finished 22 points. Xavier this season is averaging 86 points while their defense is giving up 73 points per game. Xavier wants to push the pace and run up the score, but more important in this game is going to be the defense that is going to need to be good. Forward Jack Nunge had another strong game, averaging 17 points while shooting 54.8% from the field and 55.6% from behind the three-point line. Xavier has shot the ball at an extremely high rate thus far, but will meet their match against a big and athletic Duke team. Duke has a resounding plus 19.3 rebounding differential this season and have held the opposition to just 21% shooting from 3-PT range. The Musketeers can also be sloppy with the basketball and will succumb to the Blue Devils' defensive pressure. Duke will control the pace of play and tempo in this game thanks to their defense and rebounding. So the Duke Blue Devils to cover the spread is our full game side pick. Duke is in the top 20 in offensive and defensive efficiency and are in the middle of the pack in pace of play. Xavier likes to move at a fast pace of play, ranking 70th in the nation in pace, but they will be held at bay by the Blue Devils' length and ability to dominate the glass. Xavier will also feel the pinch of Duke's top-flight perimeter defense and will shoot well below their average in this game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. North Carolina versus Iowa State. The Iowa State Cyclones will be trying to knock off the top-ranked team in the country when they face the North Carolina Tar Heels in the Phil Knight Invitational on Friday night. The Cyclones are coming off an 81-79 win over Villanova as 1.5-point underdogs. The Tar Heels are coming off an 89-81 win over Portland as 15-point favorites. North Carolina is 3-1 in 4 games against Iowa State. The North Carolina Tar Heels are 5-0 this season after they defeated Portland by a score of 89-81 in their last game. North Carolina only led by 2 points at halftime of this game, but was able to score 49 points in the second half for the win. North Carolina shot 53.4% from the field, made 11 three-pointers, and was plus 16 in rebounding margin in the win. The North Carolina Tar Heels are averaging 81 points per game, 68 points against per game, 38.5 rebounds per game, and 10 assists per game. Armando Bacot has led the Tar Heels this season with 18 points per game, 11.8 rebounds per game, and 1.5 blocks per game. North Carolina is shooting 47.1% from the field, 76.1% on free throws, and 28.7% on three-pointers this year. The Iowa State Cyclones are 4-0 this season after they defeated Villanova by a score of 81-79 in their last game. Iowa State allowed Villanova to tie this game late in regulation, but took the lead early in overtime and never looked back. Iowa State shot 45.5% from the field, forced 18 turnovers and recorded 22 assists in the win. The Iowa State Cyclones are averaging 79 points per game, 45 points against per game, 41 rebounds per game, and 15.7 assists per game. Jaren Holmes has led the Cyclones this season with 18 points per game, 4.7 rebounds per game, and 3.3 assists per game. Iowa State is shooting 45.7% from the field, 74.5% on free throws, and 26.9% on three-pointers this year. Even though both teams come into this game undefeated, the Hawkeyes are the more battle-tested team so far this season, having played a tough overtime game against Villanova in the opening round of the Phil Knight tournament. UNC was in a close game against Portland yesterday, but Tar Heels are still yet to play any top-level team so far this year. Iowa State has also been in better form than UNC this season, winning their first 3 games by 15 points or more. UNC struggled against a smaller Portland program in their opening round game of the Phil Knight tournament. North Carolina comes into this game undefeated and ranked number 1 in the country, but struggled to put away Portland in their last game. Iowa State had played very good defense in their first 3 games of the year, but Villanova found ways to score in their last game. North Carolina hasn't been the dominant team that they were expected to be, and I believe that Iowa State definitely has a chance in this game. The Cyclones should be very confident coming off an impressive overtime win against Villanova, and Iowa State will want to show they can play against the top programs in college basketball. So the Iowa State Cyclones to cover the spread is our full game side pick. Both of these teams prefer to push the tempo. Iowa State has scored 80 or more points in regulation twice already this year in just 4 games. UNC has always liked to play fast, and the Tar Heels have scored 80 or more points in 3 of their first 5 games. Iowa State has looked more focused at this tournament. UNC struggled with a smaller Portland program in the opening round yesterday. Iowa State is likely the team that will dictate pace here. The Cyclones like to play fast, and UNC has also had some defensive problems this season, allowing Portland to shoot 48.3% from the field in the opening game and giving up 86 points to Charleston. This should be a faster tempo game with a lot of points. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Iowa versus Clemson. In the semifinals of the Emerald Coast Classic, Clemson faces an unbeaten Iowa team. 25th ranked Iowa has not played the toughest of early season schedules, but they have won all 4 of their games. Not only that, but they have won all 4 by at least 16 points per game. The Hawkeyes' only road game so far was at Seton Hall, and that is the only team that they have played that is from a major conference. Clemson is 4-1 on the young season, and they have won 3 in a row since their only loss facing South Carolina. They are coming off a blowout win in their last game, and this is their first game of the season facing a ranked team. This Emerald Coast Classic game is being held at the neutral site of the arena in Northwest Florida. Iowa is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games and 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 Friday games. The over is 6-2 in Iowa's last 8 neutral site games, and the over is 11-5 in their last 16 Friday games. Clemson is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 neutral site games and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. The over is 4-1 in Clemson's last 5 Friday games, and the under is 9-2 in their last 11 games following a win. Iowa has a fast-paced offense that is averaging 96 points per game and is shooting over 50% from the field. Clemson isn't as good on the offensive end of the court, but they are better defensively. Iowa is undefeated, and they have won all 4 of their games by at least 16 points. Clemson is 3-1, and while coming off a blowout win, all of their other games have been pretty close. The Hawkeyes have a solid front court with 3 forwards that are averaging in double figures and 2 that are averaging at least 8 rebounds per game. They will get it done in the paint in this game and continue to play solid defense. Iowa is rolling to begin the season, and they will continue to play well in this game. Their front court will be too much for the Tigers to handle, so the Iowa Hawkeyes to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Iowa did not have many expectations going into the season, but they have quickly climbed up to number 25 in the AP Top 25 rankings. The Hawkeyes will always have an explosive offense as long as Fran McCaffrey is the head coach in Iowa City. They lost top 5 pick Keegan Murray in the offseason, but have not missed a beat on offense, averaging 96 points per game through 4 games of the season. My play here is the over since Iowa still has one of the best defenses in the entire country. Iowa is ranked 1st in turnover percentage and 4th in adjusted offensive efficiency, which means they take care of the ball and get open looks. They will expose Clemson from beyond the arc, as Iowa is ranked 25th in three-point percentage, while Clemson is ranked 282nd in defensive three-point percentage. Clemson ranks 133rd in the nation in points per game, but I see them putting up a decent total. Iowa has scored in triple digits in 2 of 4 games this season, and they have a great front court. They will get bunches of points in the paint in this game and put up another high total for the 5th game in a row. This semifinals game will be far from a slot-paced defensive affair. This will be a contest that will see a lot of offensive fireworks. Iowa will make this a high-scoring game. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.